What is up, bros and broettes? It is your one and only Maximus Pump, aka Pump Skywalker. And I'm just getting ready to go to the gym. I have my fit on, and I'm just gonna make my pre-workout and then leave from here. It's currently around 4:30 p.m. and I'm in Canada. And so we're in winter season right now, so it gets dark pretty quick. And I think this would be a good topic to talk about what is the best time to go to the gym, because a lot of people have asked me what is the best time to go to the gym, and I've seen it in comment sections and on Reddit and on lots of forums. So before we dive into the best time, let's look at the demographic of people that go to the gym. So we have the elderly, bodybuilders, gym rats. We have mature adults. We have students, part-timers, people in between jobs, and then we have the usual breakdown of time that people work, which is the standard, your 8 to 4s, 9 to 5s, 10 to 7s, or 10 to 6, 11 to 7s, 12 to 8, or 12 to 9s, and then 1 p.m. to 8, and then 2 to 10, and then, or I'd say 2 to 9, and then 3 to 10, and then so on and so forth. So the best time is the time that, if you don't want it to be busy, rush hour is considered 3:30 to 8:30, and that's usually when people that work in the office, some retail workers, they get off work at 4 and then they just go straight to the gym from there, or even the 9 to 5, they go straight to the gym from there as well, or I would say straight from work to the gym. And then what ends up happening is like everyone's rushing in at that time, because you don't want to finish work and then drive home, get something to eat, and then maybe take a nap and then not end up going to the gym, or you might just get lazy and not go to the gym. So it's better to just go from work to the gym. That way you're not wasting any time. And plus, depending on where you live, how big the city is, the commute is quite long. So it makes more sense to just go to the gym after work. And what ends up happening is that everyone rushes in from 3:30 to around 8:30. So that's what we call rush hour at the gym. And if you're in high school, you finish work around, if you're in high school, you finish school around 3:30. So you go to the gym right after school. College and university, sometimes they finish around that time too, depending on their schedule. So you have people with jobs that work 8 to 4, 7 to 3, 9 to 5, and then 10 to 6. And then you have high school students, college and university kids finish school around 3:30, 4:30. So it's just a big, huge cluster of people that just come in at that time. So if you live in a big city, you probably want to avoid that time. And if you're in a smaller city as well, because if you're for smaller cities, you're not going to be a lot of gyms around, so you're not going to have a lot of options. So if you don't want to be around a lot of people, you don't want to be waiting for gym equipment, and you're kind of find the gym intimidating as a beginner and crowds, you definitely want to avoid 3:30 to 8:30, depending on where you live and the size of your gym. There are some gyms that are just pretty decently quiet, but they're more like smaller box gyms. If you're a big corporate gym, it's usually going to be really packed, and that's what you see online. There's a lot of people just packing in like sardines in a can. So I would avoid those times if crowds are not your thing and that you don't want to wait for equipment. I work night shifts and shift work, so I usually typically go between 8:30 p.m. and I work around 11 p.m. So those are the quiet hours, depending on the gym as well. There's 2 gyms that I go to, and they maintain some popularity around that night, and then it dies down after 11 p.m. Some gyms close at 10, some gyms close at 11, and then there's the 24-hour gyms. There's one gym in particular that is 24 hours and is usually dead all the way through. It doesn't get very busy because it's a smaller gym, but you are paying a little bit more for the 24/7 as well. If you are someone that wants to work out in the afternoon, typically I'd say while people are at work and in school, 11 p.m. to I'd say around 2:30, maybe 3 max, even possibly 3:30 are going to be the slower, deader times. I find 11 p.m. or 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. around lunchtime is pretty much dead because everyone's having lunch, everyone's in school, or everyone's at work. Another time would be there's usually something called a 6 a.m. crew or a 7 a.m. crew, and these are people that show up right on a dot, 6 to 7 a.m. They're always there Monday to Friday. I find like if you find a group of people like that, they're always going to be there at that time. But anytime between 8 a.m. while people are at work to around 11, that's dead. And then 11 a.m. to 2, maybe possibly 3 p.m., that's dead. And then in the middle of the night is you basically have the gym in the middle of the night to yourself. If you're working out from 11 p.m. to 6 a.m., that is pretty much dead time. I've gone around those times quite a bit because I do shift work. I'll go to the gym at 1 or 2 a.m. and I'll have the whole gym to myself. So, and it's usually the whole gym to myself until 6 a.m. and then the 6 a.m. crew rolls around and then the 7 a.m. crew rolls around. So those are the best times to go to the gym for me as a shift worker. And I don't like crowds, so I avoid the rush hour and I like going before work. So those are the best times for me, and they're the most slowest and deadest times to go to the gym. Now that we know the type of demographic that go to the gym and that the times that they go, now you kind of have to fit in where you want to go, and that comes down to you as an individual. So the best time I would say is around those times is the afternoon, the 1 a.m. to 6 a.m. workouts, the slow afternoons around 1 to 3, and then when everyone's going to bed around 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. Those are the slowest and deadest times to go. But again, if you work a 9 to 5, 8 to 4, 7 to 3, you might not have the option, right? So you're gonna have to just go with the best time that works for you. And the best time that works for you is the best time that you can go. There's no way around it. I can give you the best time to go to the gym, but if you can only fit in work, or you can only fit in the gym after you're done work, that's the only time you can fit in, right? Or if you can fit in an hour after supper or maybe an hour before bed, then that is the best time for you. So to sum it up, the best time to go to the gym is the time that you can fit in for yourself, to get into that 45 minutes, to get in that hour, to get in that 2 hours, however long it takes for you to finish a workout. But typically, if you have the flexibility, you want to work out around the slower and deader times just to get a better workout in. You don't have to wait for machines. There's no crowds. There's no big gym intimidation. There's not a lot of gym bullies around that time. And then if you are a beginner and you're kind of intimidated by the gym and crowds, you definitely have to avoid rush hour, and you kind of have to make the time for yourself. So if you're constantly busy throughout the day and you want to get a workout in and you want to start getting in shape, you have to fit in the time. You have to. And so if you're finishing work and rush hour is only your time, then you have to go during rush hour. But if you're very flexible for times, you can just fit in any time that works best for you. But if you're heavy on not being around crowds, you have to schedule on your own a time to fit in the gym. So if you work Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, and then you have like this 1 hour of spare time before bed, that is probably your best time if you want to avoid the crowds and you're kind of intimidated by the gym. Until you get comfortable with going to the gym, I'd probably go around those slower and dead times, kind of get comfortable, get accustomed to the machines, get accustomed to the people that go to the gym at that time, and slowly work your way into the time that best fits for you. Or if you ever want to try out rush hour, it's quite the scene. It's you're basically packed in, fighting for machines, and everyone's kind of just like in their own zone. So you might see some gym bullies, and you might be intimidated by them, and it's just overall it's not a great time to work out if you're trying to get a good workout in, because there might be people that are just not, they don't have common courtesy, so they'll just sit on the machine or it won't wipe it down, and you'll just find it's just a big headache. So it's better to just work around that gym schedule. But like I said, if you don't have the time to go into it during the slower hours, then you have to do a rush hour, and you kind of just have to commit to that time, and have a plan. Like when you get to the gym, make sure you know what machines you're gonna do, and honestly the day too. Like if it's a Monday, that's National Chest Day in gym bro terms. So everyone's doing chest on Monday. So you might want to avoid doing chest on a Monday, and then put it further down in the week or in the middle. And if you want to get legs done out of the way, Monday is probably a good day because everyone's doing chest. You could do legs, get that done. So yeah, that's the best time to go to the gym, is overall the time that you can fit in, at least an hour minimum to an hour and a half. But if you definitely are a beginner and you want to avoid gym crowds and being in the gym intimidation, I would say everyone has it. That intimidating by being in the gym and being around a lot of people and being around people that might judge you. Then you definitely want to avoid rush hour 3:30 to 8:30, possibly 9 p.m. and go during the slower hours, and then kind of just get comfortable and then slowly custom yourself into the gym when you're feeling more comfortable with going. But yeah, guys, I don't want to make this video too long, but those are the best times to go to the gym. I laid it out for you. Now you can kind of customize it to your schedule. Maybe like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you'll go right after work, and on the weekends. Oh, I forgot about the weekends. Weekends are totally dead. Everyone is usually doing something on the weekend, so you basically have the gym to yourself depending on the gyms that you go to. But gyms are typically dead. I'd say 70% of the people that go to the gym during the weekday, they're not there. So you're left with 30% of people on the weekends. Sundays are definitely the best days to get a workout in because no one's there on Sundays. They're taking a day off. There's people that work out Monday to Friday and then they take the weekend off. And then there's people that can't commit to a Monday or Friday, so they'll just work out on the weekend. I like working on the weekend because it's more dead, it's more slow. Depending on the gym that you go to and the size of your city, it could just be, super dead on the weekends. So that's another factor that you can put into your gym schedule, is that weekends no one really goes. Yeah, I've seen it where I'll see a bunch of people during the weekday and then I'll never see them on the weekend, and then the whole group is basically cut in half, maybe more than that. So definitely, if you're into avoiding crowds and you're kind of intimidated by the gym, do the weekends and then slowly work your way in through the weekday, and then see how you feel from there, and then develop a gym schedule where you can get in at least 3 days minimum to max 5 days. And after that, you should be comfortable going to the gym and seeing the same people over and over again. It's going to be really, really, really easy because you're kind of accustomed to seeing the same person. You're in the same proximity and you're comfortable around that person. It's going to be a lot easier to go to the gym if you see that particular person at the same time over and over again. So yeah, like I said, those are the best gym times. But overall, the best gym time is the time that you can fit in for yourself for that hour to an hour and a half. So hopefully you liked the video, and I'll be making more videos like this. So make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.